Nice little bug. Nice little bug. Hello people, I'm out again. The chops is out once more. As the regular subscribers will know, I've had this little KTM now for 6-7 weeks, something like that. 6, maybe even 2 months, don't know. Can't remember. Time just flies by, doesn't it? But I thought it was about time I did a little comparison between owning and riding supermoto compared to owning and riding and sports bikes. And if you're in the market for a bike, hang on, I'll just turn this down a bit. If you're in the market for a bike, which bike will suit you more? So I'll try and give you an unbiased opinion after riding both of these for the summer, of which ones I would recommend to someone who is looking to get into motorcycling, or someone who's just passed their test and are looking to get a bigger bike, etc, etc. Supermoto's a great all-round bike. I mean, on the smaller, twistier roads like this one, you know, it will out-handle anything. It will out-handle any sports bike on the tight, twisty stuff. It's just phenomenal handling ability, and you can also take them off-road, off-road for some slight, you know, light green laning. What's up there, man? I'm going up there. So this is what you can do with the supermotos. See a road, take a look. It's a byway. It's a byway. I did it byway. When you're riding one of these on the loose stuff, one thing which is very different from the road bikes is the use of the rear brake. I barely touch my rear brake on my sports bike. I only ever use my rear brake unless I'm really got to try to stop quickly and I need a little bit more than what the front can give me. Then I'll give it a bit of rear brake, because the front dives and the rear lifts, and any sort of rear brake will just lock your rear. On the supermoto, the rear brake is your first brake almost, certainly on the loose stuff anyway. I'm gonna get some wheelie action in one of these bad boys. So cool! I love it! It's just giving it enough balls, isn't it? I love the wheelie. I love the wheelie. No, I don't love that wheelie, it's rubbish. That is my best ever wheelie! My best ever wheelie! Oh! My best ever wheelie! Oh! Oh, I'm liking it so far. I'm a beanie, a beanie, beanies, and the bag's coming off. Obviously, the Super Sport, some would say, has the edge when it comes to the looks. Super Sports do look nice. You can't beat the look of a good Super Sport bike, race replica, whatever. They look the business. Whereas the supermoto doesn't really stir the soul like a nice Super Sport. I mean, this is all about fun, basically. So when you go out, if you just want to have fun, I'm sure there's a song about that somewhere, but if you're just looking for fun, and I recommend the supermoto over a sports bike any day. Hey, you do! Slow down, love! You're out of control! Slow down, mate, you're out of control. Gonna cause an accident. I'll spin her out on the gravel, the Jimmy gravel. You're so much fun. I love you. I love you. Katie May, I love you. Fuel wise, it's incredibly cheap. When I go out and have a morning's fun on this and it costs like £6. I go out on a sports bike, have a morning of blatting about fun, it costs me 20 quid, sometimes 25 quid. So, weird that then. So this is, you know, these are cheap to run from a fuel perspective, and insurance, all that as well, is obviously cheaper. What these do tend to do is eat tyres, so I'm not sure yet overall, by the time you've taken the tyre consumption into account, whether they're 100% cheaper. Dan with the SMCR, he gets 400 miles on his last tyre. 400 miles on a rear tyre. What? I mean, sports bikes are bloody good fun. There's no denying sports bikes are fun. When you're going out, you're thrashing along, but sports bikes are all about going too quickly on the road. If you're using it as a track bike, fair enough, completely different kettle of fish. But if you're talking about street riding, then you know, to be having real good fun on a super sport, you've unfortunately got to be really breaking the speed limit. So with a sports bike, you're constantly on the lookout for the police, you know, so it does spoil some of the fun and take away some of the enjoyment, without a doubt. Another thing the Super Sport has the edge on is maintenance intervals. One of the cool things about Super Sport is the toys, as I said, so you can get yourself some Larry dashboard, and on this one I can go in and actually, I've done it wrong, display mode, go to race mode, and I can actually hide my speedo, which is great if you're vlogging and you don't want anybody to see your speedo. Definitely getting better at the old wheelies. So this bike or this bike, this bike or this bike, this bike or this bike, what is your choice? This bike or this bike? What would you choose if you're buying? Let me know in the comments. I'm really donkeys. I'm really interested to know. I hope I've educated you. I love both bikes, I really do. And it would be such a hard decision if you just had to have one. It would be such a tough choice. I honestly don't know which I would choose. I honestly don't know. At the moment I'm thinking Supermoto, but then if I just bought a Supermoto, would I start instantly missing that top end power? I'm not sure. It's a real tough choice. I hope I've given you some insight into what it's like to ride these machines and what it's all about. So if you liked it, please press that like button, or even better, subscribe. Sheepies!